your family on the Wednesday preceding Thanksgiving.
I did.
And you painted a rosy picture, did you not, of decorating trees? You were doing a holiday. This was just a great time for you and your family, including Christine and Vanessa.
It was.
Did you follow up on 11/25 at 11/16 with this stupid relationship is done?
That's what it looks like.
So that is 3 days before Thanksgiving, and you're pronouncing the end of the relationship.
Trash talk. That's what it is.
Okay. Isn't it true that in the days leading up to Thanksgiving, Vanessa was sick?
I'm not sure. I believe she had a little cold.
Are you aware that Christine took her to the doctor to be examined?
Yes.
Are you aware Christine went to CVS to get her medication?
Yes.
Are you aware that Christine wasn't sleeping at that time leading up to Thanksgiving weekend because Vanessa was coughing all night?
She was sleeping, and I'm aware that Vanessa was a little sick.
So you're saying that Christine was getting rest and she was getting sleep at that time? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying, yes.
All right. Christine tells you on the 27th that she's taking her to the doctor now. You recall that?
I do.
Did she advise you she was calling CVS?
Yes.
On page 6 now, I want to take it to the top here. This appears 11/28 of 2019, correct?
Yes.
3:30 in the morning, correct?
Yes.
So now this is now Thursday, Thanksgiving, early morning hours of Thanksgiving Day, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you had testified on direct about all the wonderful things that had occurred on Wednesday prior to this point in time, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you are apparently up, is it safe to say, at 3:30 in the morning, you're up and you're texting to Christine and you're saying, hey, as in, what's going on?
I'm downstairs, she's upstairs, yes.
Christine responds to you and says, hey, she was having a hard time breathing, but is better now. Do you recall it?
Yes.
So Christine's telling you Vanessa is having a hard time breathing.
All right.
I'm asking you.
That's what she said.
And you sound concerned. Are you okay? You ask.
Yes.
All that?
Yes.
Okay. And then there's no response to your inquiry, and so you say, hey, again. Do you recall that?
I do.
Christine responds now, a few minutes after that, yeah, going back to sleep while I can. Do you recall her saying that?
Yes.
Does that answer imply to you, what does while I can mean to you?
Means that she's going to try to get some sleep before she has to wake up again and feed Vanessa, or feed Vanessa most likely.
Okay, so Christine was still nursing Vanessa at this point in Vanessa's life.
Yes.
You responded, okay, right? You acknowledge that.
Yes.
You then, 1 minute after that, said, I went back out and I think my mom got me. Do you remember saying that?
Yes.
Where did you go, Mr. Morales?
My mom didn't like me to smoke cigarettes, so I go outside and smoke, and sometimes I try to hide it from her.
I'm sorry, sometimes what?
I try to hide me smoking cigarettes from my mom.
It's 3:30 in the morning.
Yes.
Your mom's patrolling the hallways to see if you're smoking cigarettes?
No, she caught me smoking a cigarette.
Do you think that Christine's response to you that you're stupid and that you need to stop?
Yes.
Do you think Christine is chastising you at 3:30 in the morning over the fact that you're smoking cigarettes?
Well, this is funny. It's a funny conversation. She is calling me, you stupid. She didn't want me to smoke either. She didn't smoke cigarettes.
Mr. Morales, you made a comment yesterday on direct that you equated the PCP that you supposedly smoked to being like 1,000 gallons of vodka. Do you remember that?
I say 1 gallon.
1 gallon of vodka.
Yes.
Okay. I'll take your recollection. 1 gallon of vodka. So are you telling me that you have a basis of knowing what it's like to drink a gallon of vodka?
No, but I have an idea what it might probably feels like.
So when you made the comparison, then had you ever drinking a gallon of vodka before?
Not a whole gallon.
You like to drink, Mr. Morales, isn't that true?
I did.
There were vodka bottles. Are you aware of the vodka bottles in the closet in the bathroom?
I collected them, yes.
Collected them.
Yes.
Dubrov, is that what it was?
Yes, the small one.
Small ones.
Yes, empty ones. I collect them.
Empty.
Yeah.
Stuck back in the closet.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
For a purpose, not just for no reason.
I understand completely.
Can I see counsel at the bench, please? Sidebar.
So with
Hold
regard
on a minute, Attorney Stein.
I'm
We're having a reporter issue, I believe.
I'm just checking.
Thank you. All right, we're going to stand in a brief recess. I'll allow the court reporter to see what's going on with the equipment. Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, Madam Clerk, if you could please bring our jury back in. Madam Court Reporter, are we all set? Okay, thank you so much. Counsel, the court reporter has relayed that the proceedings have been recorded. It just wasn't time stamping, so we're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Everyone may be seated. Counsel, please stipulate to the return of the jury.
Stipulate to the presence of the jury.
Thank you. Sorry for that interruption, ladies and gentlemen. We just wanted to make sure the equipment was properly recording the proceedings, okay?
Thank you.
Attorney Stein.
Thank you, Your Honor. So just before the recess, Ms. Morales, I was asking you about the Dubrov bottles in the closet of your bathroom. Do you recall that?
I do.
And just moments before that, and correct me if I'm wrong, you said that the text message that we were just looking at was referencing that you went outside to have a cigarette, right?
I believe so.
You just pulled the mic.
I believe so.
Okay. Well, do you have a different belief as we sit here now?
No, I don't have a different belief as we sit here now, but I think that's what we're talking about.
Well, if that's what you think we were talking about, then why would you say, I think my mom got me? Did she go out to the front porch and bring you back inside?
No, she probably called me smoking.
That's not what that says, is it? Let me make it bigger for you so you can see it. Here we go. So this, yeah. I went back out, and I think my mom got me. Isn't that what that says?
That's what that said.
So now, does that refresh your memory? Did you go out drinking somewhere that night?
I did not went out drinking somewhere that night.
So why would your mom have come and got you?
She got me, I mean, not meaning that she went to get me, meaning that she caught me.
Oh, okay. But further on in that conversation, when you stopped responding, Christine says, I guess you passed out.
Yes.
From cigarettes?
No, from being late night, early in the morning.
So now, showing you what's been marked States 1 is a full exhibit. Do you recognize this photograph?
I do.
Who are these people?
Christine and Vanessa.
And do you know where this was taken?
I believe so, but not 100% sure. I'm the one that took the picture.
Were you at a pumpkin farm?
Yes.
So it'd be fair to say it's around Halloween time, perhaps?
Yes.
Yeah. So fair to say sometime mid to end October, early November, perhaps?
Perhaps.
So 4 to 6 weeks before Christine is killed.
Approximately, yeah.
Now, with regard to your direct testimony, let's go through that, if you don't mind, again. You now told us you spent Wednesday before Thanksgiving. That was the day you spent with your family, right, decorating the house.
That's correct.
And then Christine stayed upstairs.
Christine got to my parents' house around 4:30.
She stays upstairs, though, overnight Wednesday
Yes.
with Vanessa.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
when those text messages took place, right?
That's correct.
And now Thursday, let's go through Thursday again. What happened Thursday?
Thursday, we got up. We helped my mama a little bit in the kitchen, and then we went to Bridgeport to her grandmother's house.
Okay.
Around noon, we left to Bridgeport to her grandmother's house.
Okay. And to finish the day for us on Thursday, what happened on Thursday?
We got back probably 2-3 hours after that, and we were just in the house. Later on, a couple of my nephews showed up. We were all hanging out in the house. That's about it.
Okay. Then Friday, what happens on Friday?
Friday, I get up around 8 o'clock in the morning. I get ready. I go upstairs. I talk to Christine for a little while and Vanessa, play with Vanessa. I run to Planet Fitness. I come to go see what's the status of my a membership that I was trying to get to lose weight because I had gained so much weight. Come back to the house. Then we go to Barbarino's.
So, Planet Fitness. What did you do at Planet Fitness?
I wanted to check the status of a membership that I had.
From what to what?
It's been canceled forever.
So you wanted to renew your membership.
That was a New Year's resolution to lose weight for
Okay.
the following year.
So I just want to be sure I'm understanding you. Christine is canceling her gym membership, and you are initiating a new one for yourself. Is that what's happening here?
No,
No. What's happening?
I went to see the status on the membership that I had.
So you drove to Planet Fitness,
Yes,
and you said my membership is in suspension,
that I went to see how it was. Yes.
and now I'd like to reactivate it.
No, I didn't reactivate it.
So you drove all the way to Planet Fitness just to find out what the status of your membership was?
Not all the way. It's around the corner.
The telephone wouldn't work?
I just went and I just took a ride.
You didn't say on direct, you didn't tell us about the Planet Fitness trip, did you?
I didn't mention it.
No. So now, with regard to that, you come back, and what happens next?
We go to Barbarino's.
Now, you said on direct that you were supposed to be at Barbarino's at 12 o'clock, correct?
About 12:15. Yes.
And you're not getting back from Planet Fitness until what time?
It was a 5-10 minute ride.
Okay. So, but it's almost already 12 o'clock.
No, I went upstairs in between 9 and 10. I went to Planet Fitness.
Okay. All right. So now, what time did you leave your house to go to Barbarino's?
11:15, 11:30.
And you told the ladies and gentlemen of the jury that you stopped at a store along the way to buy a Lucy.
Yes.
And yet, in the car ride that you took with Detectives Froelich and Adcox when you left 105 First Avenue,
Yes.
you told them you're a sober person, you don't do weed, you don't drink alcohol, and you don't smoke. You told them that.
I'm talking to a police officer. Yes.
Yes, I assume.
Yeah. I'm talking to a cop.
So you wouldn't tell them, you would tell them you would be, it's unlawful. Are you suggesting it's unlawful to smoke cigarettes?
Not cigarettes, but to do drugs with it.
But you said cigarettes.
Well, I'm trying to. I was down to one. That's why I said I bite Lucy's, because I was cutting down, and I was trying to smoke one cigarette a day. So I just said that I'm quitting.
You told the officers you don't smoke cigarettes.
Well,
Yes or no,
I was
sir,
in the
please.
process.
I'm sorry?
I was in the process of not smoking.
Okay. So you lied to the officers when you told them that.
I guess you can say that. Yes.
Okay. Now, when you stopped at the store, do you remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, in the statement that you gave to Froelich and Adcox on December the 3rd, the early morning, 5 o'clock in the morning statement, correct? You remember that statement?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The statement that was played here as an exhibit in this trial that you gave at Ansonia Police Department in the early morning hours of December the 3rd, 2019, between yourself, Detective Froelich, and Detective Adcox, where they took your clothing. Do you remember that conversation?
Well,
It's a yes or no. Do you remember the conversation?
I remember seeing it afterwards, but I don't remember being there or happening.
Okay. So, that was you on the videotape, correct?
It was me. Yes.
All right. So now, in that particular conversation, you said nothing about going to the store for a Lucy.
For what?
You said nothing about going to a store for a Lucy.
It wasn't important.
It wasn't important.
No.
Okay. So now, the first time you ever told the story about the Lucy was December 12th of 2019. Hang on. December 12th of 2019. Do you recall that?
Probably.
And when you told the story about stopping for the Lucy, didn't you gave a lot more detail to the detectives on December the 12th of 2019 than what you said on direct testimony here today? Isn't that right?
Probably.
You told them that you, out of courtesy for Vanessa and Christine, you lit up the Lucy outside the store and smoked it.
Probably.
You told them that you engaged in a conversation with a black guy that knew you from the days in the neighborhood, didn't you?
Probably. I don't remember this, but probably.
You told them that you were there for quite a long period of time talking to this guy.
Probably like 2-3 minutes.
You told them that while you were talking to them, people that you had had problems with in the past in the neighborhoods started to drive by.
Yes.
You told them that that those people followed you to Barbarino's.
I believe they did. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they did, yes.
All right. So let's back up for a second now. Let me get back to the weekend of December the 1st of 2019. I want to get into Saturday night into Sunday morning.
Okay.
You stated on direct that you saw people coming into your home.
That's correct.
And you stated that you watched somebody grab Vanessa and run out of the house. Is that correct?
I heard. I didn't see the person, but I heard.
How could you hear a person running out with Vanessa?
Well, I heard him in the area where the car seat is at, taking the car seat and going out the front door.
Well, we'll come back to the car seat later.
Okay.
But with regard to, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, Mr. Morales, isn't that?
Yes.
Is Vanessa in the car seat?
No, Vanessa was on the bed next to Christine.
Okay.
When I went outside to smoke, Vanessa was on the bed next to Christine.
So, showing you states, I'm sorry, defense D again. You know, this was the internal sketch that you wrote of 6.5 Myrtle, correct?
Correct.
You had 5.5 years to think about this, correct?
Yes.
Why did you leave out Vanessa's crib?
I left out all the furniture out. None of
Oh,
the
that's
front.
not correct, is it, Mr. Morales?
Well,
You got
the-
your bed there.
Well, the bedroom area. I wanted to.
Okay. You got your bureau there.
Yes.
You have a dresser here and a dresser here.
Yes.
You've got a washer and dryer in this.
Yes.
Why no crib?
I left the older furniture in this area out just to illustrate the whole living area.
So now, you heard somebody run out with Vanessa. You don't know that. That's what you're saying.
No, somebody did ran out with Vanessa.
But you said you couldn't see it. You were down on the
I was
ground.
down on the ground. Yes.
So you didn't see it.
I
Did you see it?
didn't see him run out
But you still believed at that time Vanessa was gone.
at that time.
Because
Yeah,
you believe that you heard whether you saw it or not, right?
No, I saw the guys that came in. One was struggling with Christine in the bedroom, and the other one was grabbing the stuff around the house, which was Vanessa, the car seat, and he ran out the front door.
So you saw then, so now you're saying you saw the guy grab Vanessa.
But partially, I saw what was happening, but I was on the floor.
Well, I'm trying to figure it out, Mr. Morales, because you've got one guy struggling with Christine, and if the baby's on the bed, and that person would have had to have gone right past you to get to the bed area, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you didn't get hit in the head, correct?
Correct.
So you're on all fours, having taken a shot to the ribs by your statement. And did you see the second guy rush past you to get Vanessa?
They both did. Yes.
Okay. They both did.
They both went. They both came in the apartment.
So now, the guy runs out the door with Vanessa, and you know that.
Yes.
Okay. And at that point is when you saw the second guy then beat Christine down with the crowbar.
Well, no, not at that point. When he ran out, I still hear the struggling happening in the bedroom area. Seconds later, I see Christine running towards the door area, and she either collapsed or she tripped. The guy is running after her, and he hit her with the crowbar
Okay.
when she was already on the floor.
Not just once.
No, he hit her once. He started cussing out. He said, "You scratched me, bitch." He cussed her around a couple of times, and then he hit her 2 more times. And as he was bringing the crowbar up, I see stuff coming out.
Her brains.
No, not her brain.
Because that fell out in the bathtub later on.
Probably,
Probably.
yes.
So now, you must have seen her get hit at least 8 times, right?
No, I so I don't know. I didn't get to see what was happening in the bedroom. I just heard the struggle. But I saw that when she fell by the doorway, he only hit her 3 times with the crowbar right there.
You heard Dr. Hartnett McCann testify that she counted at least 8 separate impact points, minimum.
Well, he did hit her pretty hard, extremely hard.
Oh, I got that. My question more is you heard the doctor say she counted at least 8 separate marks on Christine's skull.
Well, I don't know what happened in the bedroom.
Okay.
Well, I heard the struggle, but I cannot testify to how many times they hit her over there or whatever, or which way. I know that she collapsed in front of me.
Mr. Morales, did you kill Christine Holloway?
No,
Mr. Morales, were you so intoxicated on a substance, PCP or alcohol or any other substance that you do not remember killing Christine Holloway?
I did not kill Christine Holloway.
I just want to be sure, right? We heard the 911 tape. Is there any possibility that this is a delusion that you are engaged in?
No,
Okay. And you're 100% sure of that?
I'm 100% sure that people came into the apartment.
People
yes.
came into your house and they killed.
Well, one of them did, yes.
Okay. So let's go back to Barbarino. You made it up to Barbarino,
Yes.
and you say Christine purchased the car.
Yes.
You were about to say we purchased the car?
No, we were in Barbarinos for like
Okay.
4 hours.
You said on direct that the plan that was here was first Christine was going to get the car and then you were going to get a new car.
Yes.
Yet you didn't have a job at that time.
I was going to get a job.
You were going to get a job. You had no job at that time, right?
At the time, no.
In fact, you had no money at that time. Isn't that right?
Well,
Hmm?
money was going faster than it was coming in. So, yeah, I had no money.
Isn't it true that you owed money to a bank? Didn't you tell the police officers about the money that you owed the bank?
Well, it was a
It's
collection.
a yes or no, sir?
Yes.
So you had a bank chasing you for the money that you owe them?
A collection agency, I believe it was. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Like $300.
Right. Okay. Well, and in fact, when you went to the Shell station, your card was declined for insufficient funds, wasn't it?
No.
You have a clear memory that you entered the wrong PIN number?
I couldn't figure out the numbers.
How is it possible that you have a memory that you couldn't figure out the numbers versus that the card was declined for insufficient funds?
Because I kept trying the numbers multiple times and I couldn't figure it out.
So you have a memory of not being able to figure it out.
It didn't work.
You have a memory of it not working.
I couldn't purchase anything. I couldn't buy the cigarettes that I wanted to buy.
Your Honor, I would move at this point to strike it. It's not responsive. Do you?
Hold on, let me strike it. Ladies and gentlemen, I will strike the last response, and the answer does call for a yes or no, Mr. Morales, okay?
Do you have a memory of why the card didn't work?
No.
Okay. So you don't know if the card was declined or not.
I do know.
How do you know if you don't have a memory?
I couldn't buy the cigarettes.
I understand. But isn't it equally as probable that the card was declined because of your financial problems?
No.
No. So you have a memory of why it was.
I don't understand what you get into.
So back up to Barbarino's. We're at Barbarino's. And what happened from there?
Well, a car was chosen. I was asked to go to the house and get the Mazda that was going to be traded in for the car as part of the down payment. And I drove to my parents' house. And
Okay, so let's stop there for a second. So now, you're going to Barbarino. You've withdrawn. Christine has been looking for a car for at least several weeks prior to this event, correct?
No.
Did the text messages that we looked at earlier discuss cars?
We said that we have to get a car.
Right, you were discussing it in the text messages, weren't you?
We never looked for a car, though.
She said she was going on the web.
She was using my car.
She said, would you like me to show you the text again?
No, you don't have to.
So you remember, she said she's going on the web to look for a car, correct?
Probably.
Would you like me to show you the text message again?
You don't have
I can do it for you if you'd like. I'll go get it.
You don't have to.
Do you remember her saying to you she's going on the web to look for a car?
Well,
It's a yes or a no.
I don't remember, but she probably did say it.
Page 407, Mr. Morales, in the text message chain.
Can we just identify?
Sure, I'm sorry, thank you.
Thank you.
This is Exhibit 177.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At the very bottom, thought we were in this together and we took care of each other. I can see now I was wrong. I will do money tonight and look at website for a car on 11/22. Do you remember that?
I see, yes.
My question to you now is, you were in the market for a car at least by 11/22.
I guess.
So the question is then, withdrawn, of the two cars that you had, her car was worse than your car, right?
Yes.
That's why you were getting rid of it.
Yes.
Why are you driving your car up to Barbarino where you have scheduled an appointment, correct?
Yes.
This is not, we're just going to look. You have an appointment with a salesman.
That's correct.
Why are you driving your car?
Because we didn't know if we was gonna get accepted.
Well, assuming
She was gonna try. We were there to try it. We was gonna try it, but it got through. It went through.
Okay.
So it was good.
Does it make sense that you're driving your car?
Yes, because her car was in really bad shape.
Okay.
That's the reason why she was having. That's the reason why she had my car, because I didn't want to be driving around in her car. It had
I
noise
understand.
and it will shut off in every stop, every red light.
But you still now have to come back to New Haven, so you say, right?
Yes.
And you still have to get this car that has all these problems and still drive it back up to Wallingford.
Yes.
So either way, the car was going to have to make the trip from New Haven to Wallingford.
Yeah, but only me in the car.
I got you. So now, before you left to go back down to New Haven, tell me what steps that you took after saying, bye to Christine and Vanessa, I'll be right back. What did you do?
I got in the car and drove to my parents' house.
This is your car that you drove up there?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a child seat in the car?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a different seat than the one that's in Christine's car?
No, it's the same.
You only have one child seat between the two of you?
Yes.
Okay. So you took the child seat with you back to New Haven?
The base. Not the car seat, just the base that was in the car.
Okay. So now you get back to New Haven and you get Christine's car.
Yes.
And what happens next?
I park the Nissan and I get in the Mazda and I drive back to Wallingford.
Did you take anything?
No. I forgot the base to the car seat.
You forgot the base of the car seat.
Yeah.
You left that back at New
No.
Haven?
I left it in the Nissan, yes.
Okay. So how did Vanessa get home in the new car?
I did with the seatbelt in the back seat. I tied the seatbelt to it, and then with the passenger seat, I pushed the passenger seat back, and with the backrest of the passenger seat, I pinched it to get to the car seat, and it was very steady.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like this is one of those car seats like a Duna, right? Where the infant carrier fits into a base and it locks in.
Yes.
And that the base itself is usually, there's like alligator clips
Yes,
that clip
yes.
in and grab anchors in the car, right?
Yes.
So person can carry an infant around in this carrier and then just drop it and lock it into the
Yes.
base.
Yes.
So on the carrier, there are no seatbelt safety holds, are there?
No.
So your way of transporting your daughter back was just to wedge it between the seat and sort of wrap a seatbelt around it?
Well, not wedge it, but yes.
And it sounds kind of unsafe, don't you think?
Well, we did it for months when Vanessa was first born.
Okay.
We only had a car seat without a base for 2 months.
I'm not asking about other times. I'm asking, does it sound safe to drive from Wallingford to New Haven with a child in an unanchored car seat?
It was pretty steady. It's pretty steady.
Do you think, where you told the ladies and gentlemen of the jury on direct that you took the car for a joyride, wasn't that your words?
Yes.
So you have this child that's loosely sort of strapped in the back there,
Not loosely, it's tight.
and you're not taking a direct path home. You're driving all around to check out the new car.
We didn't go nowhere far.
So now you got back on Friday. Got this new car, and you went back into helping your mom decorate the house. Is that what you recall?
Yes.
And everything's good for you at that point, right?
Everything is good for all of us at that
For
point.
you, for Christine, Vanessa, everything is good.
Everything is good.
Can I ask you why, then, over a holiday weekend, a man who's in a good relationship would decide to leave the mother of his child and his child at night to go and meet some guy? Why would you do that?
The proposition was that he was going to hook me up for the ride to Bridgeport and back.
I understand. So, and I understand what you've told these people. You are telling them you're in a good relationship, but yet you are leaving your infant daughter and the mother of your child to go back to Aunt Sonia so that you could go meet some guy. Is that what's
I
happening?
went to meet Hector, yeah.
Silly.
It's not that it's silly, it's
There's
that
no
we needed the money.
no, that was
I'll strike any responses.
He called me silly.
I'm going to strike your responses, Mr. Morales. There's no question pending.
just for the record. I put a cough drop in my mouth and then realized that I won't be able to talk with it, so I was spitting it into a napkin. With regard to then Friday night, you drove your car to Hector's and then from Hector's house to Bridgeport. Is that right?
Yes.
And now Hector, for a second, this is a guy, you didn't know his last name, right?
Yes.
You didn't know his street address, where he lived, right?
Yes.
And in fact, you had only met him like a few weeks before at a nursing home. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Okay. And that you drove to Bridgeport, and your expectation was that you were, I think, going to buy some weed, right?
Well, he said that he just told me that
I'm going to
needed a
ask.
ride.
I'm going to object to what he said, Your Honor. It's also non-responsive. I asked what his expectation was.
Okay, so again, I will strike the portion of the response that talks about what someone else said, I believe referring to Hector. So from there on, and we'll re-ask the question.
I'll re-ask the question. You drove Hector. It was your expectation that he was going to buy weed. Yes or no, sir?
No, that wasn't exactly the way it was.
All right. So you got now to Bridgeport, and Hector left your car. Is that right?
We got to Bridgeport and what?
Hector left your car.
What you mean he left my car?
Got out.
Oh, yes. No, I never said he got out. We got to Bridgeport. We stopped in the gas station. He got out. Yeah, he went and bought something in the gas station.
Okay. But then you got to a place where a drug deal went down, right?
Yes.
Did it happen in your car?
No.
So he got out of your car to go and meet a drug dealer.
In a different car that was parked in.
So, in other words, you were not there when Hector made the purchase.
Exactly.
You did not see what Hector purchased.
He bought more than the things, yeah.
Did you see what Hector purchased?
No.
So you have no idea what Hector purchased?
I have an idea.
Well, the next thing you said on direct was at some point you stopped and Hector rolled this blunt and that he passed it to you and you shared it with him.
Yeah, I didn't say that we stopped. I was driving, and he was rolling as I was driving.
When you smoked the blunt, you started to describe the impact. Tell us about the impact again of when it...
Well, when I was smoking with Hector?
Yeah. How did it make you feel?
Well, I was getting high and high until the point that I passed out.
So just from that one hit at that point, you were blacked out. You were passed out.
No one hit. Half a blunt, probably.
Okay. You're passed out.
I passed out.
And you have no idea what you're doing after that.
No idea.
Okay.
Lucky that we didn't crash.
Lucky.
Yeah.
But you didn't crash, did you?
No.
No. Now, with regard to this, somewhere along the line, you say that you, after returning to Hector's house, you then made your way up to 6.5 Myrtle.
Yes.
Attorney Stein, we'll be breaking shortly. Is this a good time to break?
Yeah, one final question, Your Honor. Thank you. And from the time that you left Hector's house in East Haven, you maneuvered all the way up to Ansonia back to 6.5 Myrtle.
Well, I stopped.
It's a yes or no question.
I maneuvered, yes.
You drove your car.
But I made a few stops.
You remember stops.
I remember one stop in particular.
Okay. So you remember stop, and you remember that you drove your car all the way from East Haven. What roads did you take?
That I wouldn't be able to tell you.
So you remember making stops, but you don't remember what road you took.
Well, that's the reason I made the stop, because I couldn't really concentrate or focus. So I stopped to give myself some time to get back to reality. So
Because your executive functions were impaired.
because I was impaired, yes.
And that impairment produces an inability to operate a motor vehicle. Wouldn't you agree with me, Mr. Morales?
Well, it makes
It's a yes or no question. Would you agree that cognitive impairment would prevent you from operating a motor vehicle?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
You drove from East Haven to Ansonia, an automobile, correct?
Yes.
Did you get into a motor vehicle accident at all during this trip?
Luckily not.
Did you get pulled over by a police officer anywhere along the line during this trip?
No.
Did you successfully navigate traffic lights and traffic control signals?
Not really. That's why I stopped
Okay.
and waited for a while before I started getting control.
A while? How long's a while?
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Well, you told us earlier that you left Hector's. It was after 11 o'clock, didn't you?
No.
What time did you leave Hector's?
I would say I couldn't tell you exactly, but somewhere in between 10 and 12, somewhere in between there.
On direct examination, this will be my final question before lunch, Mr. Morales. On direct exam, you were rattling off times with specificity to the minute. Do you remember that?
No.
You don't remember saying that you arrived at places like at 109 or 113. You don't remember that at all?
No.
When Attorney Gavin was asking you questions?
No, I remember sometimes, not all the times.
Okay. I'll break here. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our lunch recess from 1 to 2. We'll be back here at 2.